Welcome to the town where the road ends, where a 4-mile spit of land juts out into the bay surrounded by gorgeous glacier-filled mountains. This is Homer, Alaska. If this is not Alaska, I don't know what is.
I mean, look at this place.
I'm not taking a chance. After our first few days in Anchorage, we rented a car to drive out the Kenai Peninsula, where Homer is located. The drive took us around the Turnagain Arm, which is one of the most stunning drives that we've ever been on. Several hours and more than a few scenic stops later, we made it to Homer just in time to be welcomed by a moose before turning in for the night to rest up for several full days of adventures. This is amazing.
Once we finally peeled ourselves away from the beautiful mountain backdrop for our morning coffee, we headed over to one of Homer's favorite breakfast spots, the bagel shop. The menu made it super difficult to choose, but since we're in Alaska, fresh Salmon Lox was a non-negotiable.
So obviously there is a ton of fresh salmon here, and we're huge lox fans, so we're getting the lox. But also they had a menu item called umami lox, and it comes with a black garlic and sun-dried tomato schmear, which are two of my favorite things ever. So, my mind is blown. I already can't wait. Then, I love stuffed dates, and there is a first date bagel sandwich that comes with bacon, gorgonzola schmear, and medjool dates. There aren't words.
Devin in her happy place. Naturally, we're gonna split both of these so we can try them both. It's one of those savory, sweet kind of moments. It's gonna be great.
It looks just as amazing as it sounded. Which one do I start with?
I don't know.
I gotta start with this one.
The color of that salmon.
It looks so good. That salmon is so good.
This is wild. That's so good. That's so good.
Very sticky.
It's a work in progress.
Messy. It's all over.
I mean, I don't know if it gets much better than this, but especially a lox bagel in Alaska. Come on.
After our delicious breakfast, we were finally ready to drive out the Homer Spit. As soon as we turned onto the road, we were surrounded by mountains that crashed directly into the water on both sides. We didn't make it very far before we had to stop at the first beach access. If this is not Alaska, I don't know what is. Also, next time we're coming back and camping at this campground, because look at this freaking view. It's as big as my face, or half my face. I'm gonna try skipping this.
There are so many of these seagulls. They're so loud. I hope this comes across, like how many and how loud they are. That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome until you get pooped on.
I know. I'm like, if we walk out of here without bird poop on us, I'd be pretty happy.
I've been pooped on by birds twice in the past year, so I'm not taking a chance. I think Homer, Alaska may be like one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Muir in Switzerland, that's another one, but this is beautiful.
It was finally time for the biggest adventure of our Alaska trip, a visit to Katmai National Park to see the brown bears fish for salmon at Brooks Falls. We have an entire video dedicated to that experience, and if you haven't seen it, well, let's just say I know what you're doing after you finish this one. We headed to Beluga Lake to load up our seaplane and then head off on the beautiful flight all the way to Brooks Camp. As soon as we landed on the beach, it became apparent that we were going to see lots of bears. Yep, those are 2 bears just behind my shoulder. Don't worry, friends, we were surrounded by rangers and bear techs. Our trip to Katmai was the most incredible experience, and we would highly recommend the splurge to anyone who can swing the trip while in Homer. Once we had our evening with all of the bears, we headed back to Homer for one more stop that we'd been hearing about.
And then like raising money, they were like,
I actually don't know if I'm being dramatic when I'm saying this, that this is my favorite gelato I've had outside of Italy. The flavors are so strong and good. The salted caramel is amazing. And this beautiful sunset. I just don't think a day can get any better than this, to be honest.
We got an early start at the farmers market, which some locals had recommended. We walked around the stalls to admire the local art, see the colorful produce, and look for some goodies to take back home with us as gifts. And of course, we had to sample the fireweed syrup and local honey.
Oh.
Oh man, that's so good.
Ooh.
We also grabbed a snack of caramel and Granny Smith apples to tide us over until our delicious fish tacos back out on the spit.
Fried rockfish or cheeky halibut?
After lunch, it was back out to the beach to do some tide pooling, which is a lot of this. It's definitely worth coming down to this area, especially at low tide, because you just kind of get to see things that you don't normally get to see. I mean, honestly, the pictures, especially with that smooth, sandy, silty, kind of muddy areas, is really cool.
Earlier, Phil said, I bet people who are really into miniatures like tide pooling. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. He was like, that's not really my thing. But everywhere we go, Phil gets really into tide pooling, including here.
It's a cluster of clams in their natural habitat. I think part of the reason I like doing some things like this is that it's just a reason to slow down and to pay attention to things that you don't always pay attention to. Because you never know what you might find when you stop and take a closer look.
This beach is right off of downtown, but you've got like the whole place to yourself just to explore as you want to. I'm out here, I can't even hear another person talking at all. All the other people are really tiny. It's really cool.
After an afternoon of tide pooling, it was time to share a snack from Two Sisters Bakery.
Look at this. Take 2.
Wow, smooth.
So smooth, right? It was a turtle bar with chocolate ganache and caramel toasted pecans and a shortbread crust, and it looks amazing. Stop.
This is all that's left? Just kidding. Oh yeah. Oh good.
And is it an afternoon if we don't have another cup of coffee? It was a wee bit crowded in there, so Phil took one for the team and waited it out before we took it down to the harbor to see if we could spot any starfish or harbor seals.
fish and the big starfish too. It's hard to film because they're way underwater, but just know that they're like bigger than my head.
We were walking down the pier and they were unloading all the fishing charters from earlier, and they were bringing up this barrel, and one of the fish was huge.
It's massive.
They just weighed it, and it was 138 pounds. It stood as tall as the person who caught it. It was crazy.
With fishing charters on his mind, Phil could not help himself but make a pit stop at the old shipyard on the spit.
I think that old boat is actually somebody's house.
No way, really?
Yeah, I think so.
That one right there?
Yeah, that really tall one?
Oh, the tall one.
Yeah. It's an old, like, big fishing rig, I guess. I don't know. It looks like it's got a main deck and then there's 2 floors. But there's a truck parked outside and a dog. Like, it looks like somebody might be living there.
Can you imagine waking up to these views on the spit every day? Our last dinner in Homer called for, you guessed it, none other than fresh fish and mountain views at the Cannery. The Cannery is a trawl-free restaurant, and if you're like me and you don't know what that is, allow Phil to explain it to you.
So that's what they call bycatch. It's like they accidentally catch all these fish, but because they get caught in their nets and stuff, the fish die and then they throw them away. So it's a lot of wasted fish that people don't want to eat. Like, it's not marketable fish, even though honestly a lot of times it's delicious fish.
So there you have it, a restaurant that helps the environment by not participating in trawl fishing where a bunch of fish are caught not to be used. Plus, the food is absolutely delicious. Definitely a high note to end our Homer trip on. With just a few hours of sunlight remaining, we decided to drive out East End Road, where we heard that the views of the glaciers across the bay were stunning. And like everything else in Homer, it did not disappoint. With every mile we drove, we were more and more impressed by the amazing views.
It's crazy. What a view, man. What a view. Deb, what do you think of Homer?
Oh, I love Homer. I'm honestly so glad we decided to make this the base of our Alaska trip because it's such a cool town and it offers so much opportunity and it's beautiful. Everywhere you look, it is surrounded by mountains. I mean, look at this. You should come to Homer.
Also, the road ends right over there. That's the spit. Devin told me that's not the most western point, but it's still really cool, so I stand by it.
And with that, our time in Alaska has come to an end, but it exceeded every dream we had for our 49th state, so we have a feeling we'll be back in the not too distant future.
Good morning from Homer. But it's also just a super cool town. There are lots of restaurants.
I got attacked by an ant. I don't think I played that off very well. I was like,
No. This is what Moira Rose was made for. You smell like allergy medicine.
oh, thanks.
I love you.
I love you, babe.